Alright, students, fine, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, everyone around and out there, a very special good evening to one and all. Myself, Shabnam, as usual, from the Code Ark, aiming you to stay faster than future, faster than AI. Alright, fine. Would be glad if someone could acknowledge we are audible and visible to you, clear, loud, and not. Okay, shall be waiting for your response in the chat section. Any issue in audibility, visibility, please do ping us as your message. Okay, fine. Today, that is the day 16 of our web development series. We started with conditional statements of JavaScript yesterday. The same we are continuing today as well with some advanced concept. Yep, all clear. Thank you. Alright, but before that, let's have a quick recap of what we have seen yesterday. Correct? We started with conditional programming or condition-based coding. JavaScript write condition-based concept using if-else keywords. Alright? If a particular condition is true, certain set of action to be taken is coded under an if block. But if a condition is not true, so set of tasks to be done or action to be executed is better written inside the else block. Both if and else have its own or their own respective block marked by opening closing curly brackets. Somewhere during the session or maybe in the end, we also started talking about if else ladder. Because it is possible there are not just two conditions that we finish writing in if and else as true and false. It is also possible there are more than two conditions. So we have to prepare an entire ladder, checking those conditions one by one inside else if, else if, else if, and else if. Is that okay? Fine, alright. I had also given you some one or two assignment questions. I don't know how many of you actually tried and gave your hands upon them. But would like to be very clear in our words. Practice and consistency both are the keys. If you just keep watching the series, attending the 1 hour sessions every day, or maybe watching them after live classes, that's only not enough. You need to do consistent and enough practice every day. Alright. Okay, fine. So here we go ahead. This is the agenda for the day today. Firstly, we are going to start with the concept of nested if. Then we will learn what is the scope of a variable or what are the different scopes in JavaScript. That's a global scope and a local scope. And then finally, we will talk about that most awaited topic. I think that people have been questioning in the chat section since last 2 lectures. What are the difference between let and where, as well as what is a const keyword? Is that okay? Fine? Alright, fine. So here we go. Okay, I've already kept my Visual Studio Code launched. For those of our friends, in case if you're attending the session first time today, we write HTML, CSS, JavaScript programs in Visual Studio Code. As a beginner, you may start with a notepad also. Is that fine? Okay, so here we go. Fine. This is my directory day 16. Good evening. Good evening, please. Okay, this icon where my mouse is right now is to create a new file. So quickly I create 2 files. One is a JavaScript file. One is an HTML file. Today I also create one CSS file. Is that fine? Every time we write HTML, hands on, आज से हम जब कभी भी वेब पेज बनाएंगे उसमें हल्का फुल्का CSS जरूर इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे. Even when you are solving those assignment question, make sure that you give some CSS effect to the page. Okay, so this way we will always stay in touch with CSS syntax or CSS rules. Alright, so here we go. Okay, day 16. program1.html. Okay, let me create those respective files first. Day16 program2.javascript. JavaScript programs have extension .js. वो बच्चे जो आज पहली बार अटेंड कर रहे हैं, स्पेशली फॉर देम. ओके, लेट मी कीप क्रिएटेड. एक फाइल बना के रख देते हैं. साथों साथ टाइम मिलता है तो CSS कोड करेंगे, नहीं तो इट्स ओके. Day16 program3.css. Alright, I create first HTML page ready. So I come to HTML. Visual Studio Code provides you that feature of automatic minimum code, automatically generating minimum code, which is required to create a page. All you need to do is just type an exclamation, select it, and it is ready. Okay, I just changed the title of my page and I write it as Day16 full stack. Okay, fine. Inside the body tag, I display as h1 or welcome to my page or welcome to JavaScript. Let's say this way. Okay, h1 ends. Okay, let us write this h1 today in a division tag. Okay, I'm intentionally using this tag ताकि इसको आप भूल ना जाए. I hope you got my point. Is it okay? Navin, I'll do that for sure today. In fact, I could see you have been asking me to do since last 2-3 lectures. For sure today I'll do that. Okay, create one group for assignment only. Yes, I'll do that anyhow today. Okay, anyhow, that's my promise. Take it. So the division ends here. Division ends here. Is it fine? Alright, let me give some effect to this division. If you have remembered, like this. That's a CSS file. Okay, it's a CSS file, people. I want background color as some light. Let's take bisque or something else. Okay, let me take Cora. Okay, let me also give some padding of around 25 pixels. Alright, I'm intentionally using this kind of CSS effect so that we don't affect the use of CSS, people. You just save this. Remember, every time we use CSS, we have to include in an HTML program. So where would you include that? Make use of link tag. Okay, those who are attending class for the first time today, external CSS is included in an HTML document using a link tag. Okay, to link we write href. Name of the file, which was a CSS file. Relationship of this file with an HTML page is a style sheet. Okay, that's all. I close the tag here itself. I save this and I run this. Let's see. Okay, something like that. You want to give some border color, you want to give some other effect. I stop here as of now. For now, I stop here. Is that okay? Chaliye. Very quickly, I go into my JavaScript. Just to make sure JavaScript is working or not, I print some message. Say document.write. Hi. Okay. Save this. Include JavaScript also in HTML page. So this is how we make use of, my friends who are attending class first time today again. JavaScript program in HTML document is included using script tag. Okay, src, the source attribute of the script tag, is to identify name or path of the file to be included in the program. Okay, so it is a JavaScript file. Script tag ends. Just save and run to verify. Okay, document, this is the output of hi. Is that okay? You want to can style this output as well, but as of now I'm quite satisfied with the content, so I don't go for that. So this is high. I hope people, if you do not want to display high here, you want to display high as an output of some paragraph or some label, so you have to make use of inner HTML. Is that correct? Hope people are understanding. Correct? Alright guys, my work starts now. Look, I want to accept 3 numbers from the user, and I want to display these 3 numbers sorted on the page. Alright, I repeat the question one more time. Or in case, let me write it here. Say 1 minute please. Okay, accept a number or accept 3 numbers. Accept 3 numbers on an HTML page from the user, and using JavaScript display these numbers in a sorted way. Okay, that means, for example, if the user enters the 3 numbers like this, 5, 2 and 4, expected output is, for example, 5, 4, 2. Okay, I want to display from highest to lowest, like in a descending order. Is that fine? This is how we want to display it sorted. Okay, so let's come here. Let's first work on for designing the page. So I create one label. Okay, I say enter the first number. Okay, label ends. To accept the number, I create a text box. Input type is equals to text or number. You write whatever, but I give some ID to this text box for JavaScript to recognize it, right? So ID of the text box is suppose T1. Okay, and input box ends here. Okay, let me give some breaks so that the 2 text boxes do not come on the same line. I copy this label and text box to save a time and paste it 2 more times. Why 2 more times? We want to accept 3 numbers from the user. So just change title in the label. This was enter the first number, so let's say enter the second number. And then lastly enter the third number. Is that okay? All the 3 text boxes cannot have the same ID. ये बात अभी पुरानी हो चुकी है, हम सब जानते हैं. कई बार इसके बारे में डिस्कशन चर्चा की है हमने. Even yesterday I gave an example. There are so many men in the country by the name Raj, but not everyone have the same identity, license number or PAN card number or ration card number. The 2 employees have the same name Rahul, but they will not have the same employee code. Likewise, there are so many text boxes here. They might have the same name, they might look same, but they will never carry the same ID. Because ID uniquely identifies an element or control on the web page. Okay, so if the first text box has ID T1, the second one has T2, third one has T3. Is it fine? I also keep created one button here. Okay, so let me say button. On clicking this button, something should happen. I keep it blank because we have not coded JavaScript so far. Okay, I just give the title to this button as find and the button closes here. Let's check output of this page. How does it look? Do we have to make changes anywhere? Okay, I save this and I come here on the page. Fine, so this is how it looks. Why it is coming here? Oh, okay, I see, because I coded inside the division only. I think that's looking cool. Am I right? Okay, so let's go this way. I thought I'm coding out of division tag, but I was inside the division tag. It's looking cool, so let's go that way. Okay, you want to create some paragraph. You want to create some label. I create some paragraph here. I create some empty paragraph here. Let's say this way. So paragraph ID is equals to P1 and the paragraph closes. This paragraph has no title, caption or content included because I'm going to set the output in it. Is it okay? Fine. You could see there's an empty paragraph here. If you write something just to test whether the paragraph got created or not, you'll find it here. Right? But I don't want to display AA as a text of this paragraph. I want to display the output on the paragraph. So let me go this way. Okay, I just quickly have a look in the chat section. Ma'am, it's a kind request. Write a code. Simple real-time programming example. I actually did not understand that question, Navin. Write or code simple real-time program example at last 10 minutes. What exactly you want to say with real-time program example? Okay, related to daily topics covered. You want me to say like everything that we cover up daily, you want me to summarize in that last minute, that way? Okay, text me again by clearly stating it so that we note it down. Okay, we note it down that way. Is it okay? चलिए हम आगे बढ़ते हैं जब तक. Alright, we will fulfill what you say. But if you talk me about very real-time example, like writing program and communicating with cloud and all, so others who are attending the class here might find it a bit difficult at this stage. Is that okay? Is that what you want to say by stating real-time? Make it clear. Chal. So this is how our page looks like so far. Let's quickly write a JavaScript code which will access the data entered in the text boxes. आप ये तीनों text box में क्या enter करते हो भाई? 5, 6, 2. How will JavaScript or how will my program come to know what was the data entered during runtime? So let us take this value and store in the local variables of JavaScript using id.values. Is that okay? Everyone attending the class here, please acknowledge in the chat section your understanding or not. आपका हाँ और ना बोलना is very helpful to us. Okay, ठीक है. So I come here in the JavaScript program. Let that hi static message be as it is and I code a function here. Okay, say name of the function is sort. Okay, it is accepting 3 numbers. So let me store those numbers as x is equal to document dot get element by id okay like t1 dot value. Is that okay? Fine. Let me, after extracting this data, convert into integer. So that's a parseInt. Guys, आप ये सब घर पे practice करते हो, right? But I don't understand one thing, Navin. Not so much, ma'am. Just some logical program. Means what we are doing is a logical program only, right? Okay, fine. I'll do that today. What you're asking. आप जो पूछ रहे हो आज करेंगे. Then that time tell me whether this was only your demand or not. Is it okay? Fine. Okay. Thanks for your feedback. Let me say. Okay. Thanks. Chal. So let me accept the other 2 values also. To save our time, let me just change the name of the variables. One I call x, one I call y. Other I call z. This will be keeping t2 dot value. This will be keeping t3 dot value. Is that okay? Fine. So this is how we are accepting values from the text box in the variable. Okay. Now I want to sort these 3 values in an descending order. That means highest to lowest. So look what I do. What I do here. Okay. I say if people thoda dhyan dijiye na, x is greater than y. Okay. Hold on for a moment. Okay, back. Alright, if x is greater than y and x is greater than z. Is that okay? See, there are three numbers. We don't know who are the three numbers. Assume the first one is x, second one is y, third one is z. What is the question asking you? Sort them in highest to lowest order, correct? So let us assume, say x is the biggest of all the three. So this is how we write the condition. अगर x y से भी बड़ा है और x z से भी बड़ा है, so one thing is so clear that x is the greatest. Alright, this is the if statement block. Now today inside if, listen to me, one thing is very clear, x is the greatest so far. I am writing this part in the comment. Right, that means x is the greatest. Okay, now we have to find out who is second greatest. Is it right? Whether y or z. Is that clear? So this is again a decision. We have to code if else again. So how do we do that? If y is greater than z. Alright, see look my friend, this is if inside if, this is called as a nested if. You understood? Like your jalebi people. You know how you go nesting inside. Alright, जैसा गोल गोल आप जलेबी में nesting अंदर जाते हो. But what happens in nested if, look how it is different from if else ladder. This condition will be executed provided outer condition is true. You understood? Only if x is greatest among y and z or among x, y, z, तो ही अंदर आके check करना whether y is great. Is it? If y is greater, that means x, y, z is the order, correct? So I'll simply write, say document dot get element by id. Which one? Say that paragraph p1. Inner HTML. We created one empty paragraph to set the result, correct? On an HTML page. Right, so document.get element by id. Take that paragraph and set its inner HTML as, first of all, display x, then display y. But if you write like this, वो x और y को add कर देगा, because both of them are integers. So let us try to display or concatenate comma between x and y and then print it in the paragraph. You understood? Say the entered numbers were 1, 2, 3 and we want to sort from highest to lowest, that is 3, 2, 1. Is that clear? So we will produce the output this way, 3, 2, 1. Right, so let me say x concatenated with comma, again concatenated with y, concatenated with comma, x comma y comma concatenated with z. Okay, so this is how we want the result to be printed on the screen. But this is if part, people. Now we will be coding else of the inner if or the nested if. Look, this is called as nesting. Ek ke andar ek. Is that correct? Now nesting happens. Come on, make this point clear. This is the boldest statement for the lecture today, or in fact most important point number 1. Nesting happens only if the outer condition or the main condition is true. Is it? Control अंदर तब आएगा. Look at the part of the code which is highlighted. This highlighted part of code will be executed only if the outer condition is true. But suppose x is not greater than y, तो अंदर आपका control कभी आएगा ही नहीं. But because x was found to be greater than y also, x was found to be greater than z also, Now it will come inside to do or inside to check and execute inner if. Okay guys, I would be glad if someone could acknowledge in the chat section you are understanding or not. Alright. Okay, keep writing yes or no. Even if it is not clear, let me know. Come on. So if x is greatest, तो अब बच गया y और z में से कौन बड़ा है. अगर y बड़ा है तो x के बाद y लिखना, फिर z आएगा. और अगर z बड़ा है तो x के बाद z लिखना, फिर y आएगा. Is that clear guys? Fine. If x is greatest, x is greater than y also, it is greater than z also. हाँ, तो print x first. Now go to check among the remaining two who is bigger, y or z. If y is bigger, then after x print y, or if z is bigger, then after x print z. Correct? So this is the statement I keep copied and I paste it here. Okay, so for sure x will be printed first, but in the else part I write now display z first and then y. Is that okay? Understanding? Clear. Good. Okay, let us execute the program till here. Let us execute first the program till here. Like guys, see, always be careful. Every bracket that you open is closing or not. This is closing. This is closing. This curly bracket is closing here. And this curly bracket is closing here. Function is closing. Let's quickly call this function sort in HTML. Click event of the button. So let me say sort. I save it, the code here. Something is not saved. Okay, come back. Okay, enter the first number. Let me intentionally enter the largest number, that is x, because we have written the code up till that much only. Okay, so the next one is 7 and this one is 9. Now what is an expected output? 10, 9 and then 7. Correct? Clear. Good. So if I click on find, good, it shows 10, 9 and 7. Right? But suppose if I write here only 1 and if I say find, it will refresh it. Okay, I'm continuously clicking on find, but there's no output because x is not greater than y and z. Okay, so now let's come back to the code. This was our if started here, if closes here. But this is the story if x is greater than both. What if y is greatest of all? Correct? So there are three cases how we will code. See, either x is greatest of all, तो अंदर जाके चेक करना फिर y और z में से कौन बड़ा है. नंबर 2, और y is greatest of the 3, तो अंदर जाके चेक करने का x और z में से कौन बड़ा है, to take the second place. Correct? Case number 3, z is greatest of all. So if z is greatest, उसको तो टिक कर दो भाई. Done. And now the conflict is in between y and z, x and y. Correct? z is greatest. Now x और y में से कौन बड़ा है वो पता करना पड़ेगा. So that's the reason first using the outer if we are checking who is the greatest of all, and using inner if we are checking then who is great among the remaining two. Correct? Right? So this was the story only when x is greatest of all. I will write another else if. You understood? Come on. Else if y is greater than x and y is also greater than z. Am I right? I hope you're understanding why and we are using. Because to be the greatest, I need to be greater than everyone. Correct or not? The logic is what? You can't use or. My friend, वो wrong हो जाएगा. हरगिज नहीं करना ये काम. तो ये तो आपने लिबर्टी मतलब ढील दे रखी है. और ऐसे ऑप्शन थोड़ी देना था. Greatest means what? Bigger than everyone? That's the reason we need to put your ampersand. Y should be greater than x also. Y should be greater than z also to be greatest among all the three. करेक्ट, सबसे बड़ा होने के लिए उन्हें उन दोनों से भी बड़ा होना चाहिए. So if the condition is true, write one more condition inside it to check who is the two, or to find who is the greater among the remaining two. Correct? So this is the block, and I code here another if. Come on, y is greatest. Now if x is greater than z, right? So what to do? It was already copied. Print it, but the order will be changed. First person to be printed will be x, y. अगर x बड़ा है तो x और z में से, then x will come second, and then z will come next. Is that okay? Otherwise, the else part of inner if will state, otherwise y will come first, z will come then, x will come in the end. I hope you got my point. Logic is understood. Clear. Good. So if the logic is understood, can I be little quick in the last else if? Okay. This is the second else if. Now let's code for one more else if. Which was the third condition among the three? Assume or check z is greatest. How to do that? So for z to be the greatest, z should be greater than x. Z should be greater than y also. Am I right? Then the conflict will be between x and y. कौन बड़ा है? So if x is greater than y, come on, x is greater than y. So guaranteed z is bigger. X will come then, y will come in the end. Okay. Else part of inner if will state z, y, and then x. Am I right? Y in the end lay x, because if x is greater than y, after z, x is second highest number. And else part will say x is not greater than y. That means after z, y will be the second highest number. Is it okay? Fine. Okay, we can stop here. As I told you yesterday, in a if, else, else if ladder, you can skip the last else part also, or you can give some message also. Alright, save. I run the program this way. See, I enter the number haywire, 60, 80, 40. First guess the output. It should be 80, 60, and then 40. Is that correct? Because y was greatest this time, so this part of the logic might have got executed. ये वाला part execute हुआ होगा, the one which I am highlighting. Is it right? Because y was greatest of both. It's okay na, but second else if is not necessary. Use else only. But if I use else, that means only the last number which is remaining. I think you are right. That's okay. Okay, but I should say instead of second, the third else if is not necessary. Is that okay? आपने कलिस्वरन आपने second लिखा है. I think you should say third else if is not necessary. Is that okay? So even if I write just else here and code it, that's fine. चलेगा. But even in for the last else, I still need to do the nesting. Assuming z is greatest of all, but still we have to check y or x is among the two who is greater. Okay, so I think we can consider Kaliswaran concept also. That's fine. Is that fine? All of us? Correct, Ilya? Right? So this is called as a nested if. If inside if. Where is the nesting part here? This is the nested part. Okay, this is the nested part. Is that okay? Fine. Now, what will you do? Since I took a lot of time to code this, but it's okay. Nesting deserves this much of quality time to be understood. That's correct. आप क्या करोगे when you will write this program? Take it as an assignment. Although I have already mentioned some question, I have already mentioned in the PPT. I want this one to be added also. you first ask user whether you want to sort in ascending order or descending order. Okay, check like this. Okay, so enter here one more question. Say label. Okay, say ascending, or let me write like this. Type A to sort in ascending and D to sort in descending order. Okay, let me accept the user response in input. Pay attention here please. ये question आपको solve करना है. Type is equals to text, id is equals to, let me call it as T4, input box ends here, and I give a break. All of us fine. So this is how it goes. Okay, so let me say enter the first number 68, 66, 90, 33. Type A to sort in ascending and D to sort in descending. Now suppose if someone writes A, so 90 will come first, 66 and 33 should be the output. I hope you got my point. And if suppose somebody writes D, so 33, 66 and 90. I hope you got my point. आप दोनों भी option देंगे. So in your case there will be one more nesting happening. Are you understanding it? Your code will go even bigger. If something, suppose A is equals to, or answer is equals to A, then this entire program will be coded. Else the other part will be coded. Okay, so in your case the nesting will go one more step down. Class, can someone write in the chat section, is my question understood? Question for assignment is clear. You have to give even one more option to the user. One more option, whether in ascending or in descending. Kaliswaran, as of now, the code arc is not asking students to submit the assignment. Okay, after 1st of October onwards, we will be dealing with assignments in a very disciplined manner. I hope you got my point. Thank you, Bharat, for that response. Thank you. Is that okay? As of now, up until now, we have not asked anyone to submit the assignment anywhere. But from 1st of or after 1st of October for the classes coming up, we will bring assignment as one of the criteria. Is that okay? So for now on, consider assignment as practice question for those who had requested. Yes, Navin, less than nesting logic. Correct, fine. Whatever you understand, you deal it that way. Is it okay? All of us, question clear? Fine. You will be asking one more way. आपको दोनों तरह से sorting करना है. Highest to lowest and lowest to highest. Good. Is that okay? Fine. So that's one thing. People. Number 2. Now this time, what is my strategy? Look up for the next 15 minutes. The topic is actually simple, but the concept behind is bit twisted. Okay, so what do I do this time? I started totally indirect, and slowly, steadily, I'll bring you to the concept. Try to understand and be focused. It's very interesting. Okay, so this is how we go. Yes, Bharat, correct. In this question, we have to consider both A and E. Yes, almost what you said, correct. Okay, fine. So here we go. Let me create a new JavaScript file. I want to work in a new program. Okay, so let me call it as day16 program4.js. Okay, here in this file, I have a function. Let me name of the function is demo. And this function is just displaying one message called as okay, say one message called as hello. Alright, I create one more HTML program, say day16 program 5.html. The basic structure of the page is ready. I don't make any changes anywhere except I just include that file. So I say script src is equal to the new JavaScript program which I just started coding. That was day16 program 4. Is it okay? Right here, just using one paragraph, or let me say h1 tag, I say welcome. Alright, let me run this program. Okay, but there is no JavaScript output. So what do we do? I go here. This is a function demo. This function was not called anywhere. Am I right? Last to last lecture when I started function, I told you function खुद चल के नहीं आता है, उसे बुलाना पड़ता है. Am I right? The function definition and the function call. So until and unless you call a function won't execute an output. Right? What is my demand now? Look what I want to teach you. One way of calling the function is on click event of any button or of any control. Is this point clear? One method of calling a function is on click event. Other method of calling the function is explicitly in the JavaScript file only by its name, like this, dep. Like how I call you by your name. Am I? For example, Navin, say Bharat, say Raji, say Wasim, say Pranali, and others who are here. तो आपको मैंने कैसे बुलाया आपके नाम से, ऐसे ही हम फंक्शन को जावास्क्रिप्ट प्रोग्राम में कैसे बुलाते हैं, उसके नाम से. Now because name of this function is demo is called here. On calling the function executes its code. So let us say, you see function has printed help. Is that okay? Fine. Alright. Now suppose there is a variable called as x has value 10. And instead of writing hello, I want to print what is there in x. So I say document.write x. Is that okay? Pay attention please. यहाँ से part थोड़ा different है. I say save. It is 10. You understood? Fine. This time, inside the function demo, I say a is equals to 25, and I say document.write a. So after printing x, it will also print a. Am I right? Let's see. So it is printing 10 as well as 25. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? Yeah, you can print it on two different lines. You can print it using one document.write only. As of now, I leave that formality. I'll introduce to you how to use \n and display it in a different variable and so on. But as of now, a is equals to 25 and 25 got printed. Is it okay? Fine. चलिए अभी इसको यहाँ print करो, called as document.write x and document.write a. Where are you printing? Means outside the function. Come on, I'm printing them both outside the function. So let's just say only 10 got printed. Are you understanding? Only 10 got printed. Now exactly what happened? Check. Okay. It gives me an error here called as a is not defined. People, this is how we check the error. Okay, what is the problem? Just do right click, go to inspect. Even if you hit Ctrl Shift J, that is okay. Go to inspect, come inside the console box, and it says A is not defined. And where is this error? Program 4.js, you see line number 8. So this is how the complete reference it gives. So come here, this is my line number 8. It says by error yahan par hai. This is an error. Forget about the output, people. That's an incomplete output. You also call it as a wrong output. Leave it. Alright. It says A is not defined. Point number 1. A is not defined because A is a local variable. Are you understanding? A is a local variable. Now what do you mean by a local variable? See, where A was defined inside the opening closing curly bracket. Am I right? This is called as a function scope. I repeat, this is called as a function scope. Is that okay? When a variable is defined inside a function, that is called as a function scoped variable. And a variable, when it is defined outside any function, means not under any block, that is called as a global variable. Am I right? ये दिक्कत x को प्रिंट करने में नहीं आई, इसके लिए x प्रिंट हो गया, but a प्रिंट इसलिए नहीं हो सका because a could not be recognized. Is that okay? Fine. Let us not print this a here so that people are not confused. Right? So this is what I'm doing. Let us comment this part also. Right? Come on. If a variable is defined inside the function, or if a variable is declared under the function, inside the opening closing curly bracket of the function, that is called as a local variable. Alright, and a local variable can be accessed only inside a function block. Alright, see, x is not local, x is global. Why? Because x was not defined or declared inside the demo. I hope people are understanding that. All of us clear till here? Fine, ठीक है. अभी एक काम करते हैं, document.write use करने से better है. Let me use console.log so that you people will keep remembering also. Console.log. Let me say A. Let's check whether output is coming or not. How to check output on the console, people? How to check output on the console? Output is not here. Output will be inside the console box. So this is my console. Okay, you check 25 is printed here. Is it okay? 25 is printed here. All of us? Acha. Now this is called as a function scope. All of us? Take it. Now if I write here, if 100 is greater than 10. Come on. If 100 is greater than 10. Let's say where x is equals to, not x, let me not use x, let me make use of y, where y is equals to 5 and where z, or instead of using z, let me say let z is equals to 15. Okay, and I print both of them in the console box. So I say console.log y and console people, console.log z. Is that okay? Console.log y and console.log z. So let us save and let us check the output, what it shows. What it shows. Okay, this is my console box. This is my console box. So it shows 5 because it was output of the above function. Am I right? Why is it printing 5? Okay, I need to check the reason why it is printing 5. Okay, this is 5. This is 5 because y is equals to 5 and z is equals to 15. So this is 5 and 15. Is it okay? 5 and 15. I hope you got my point. 25 because it is the output of the first one. Is that okay? Concept clear till here? Fine. So it's getting printed. And suppose if I try to print this console.log anything, either try to print y or try to print z. I'm trying to print z here. That means outside the if statement. इसके बाहर हम z को print करने चले. See, I save and I run here. Okay, it says me z is not defined because you are trying to print z outside its scope. I hope you got my point. Is that okay? You are trying to print z outside its scope. Guys, listen to me. We are yet not learning the difference between let, where, or any other keyword here. We are only trying to understand the difference between what are, or not even the difference. What is the definition of different scope? See, this is called as a global scope, which is not defined inside any block. जो वेरिएबल फंक्शन के अंदर डिफाइन होते हैं उनको हम बोलते हैं फंक्शन स्कोप. And the variables who are defined under if else, they are called as a block scope. Is it okay? Fine. Those variables which are defined inside if else. Most probably in the next lecture we are going to talk about the loops. Loops, people. Even loops are not function. They are also called as a block. Alright. Demo is a function here. Because demo is a function, this opening closing curly bracket is called as a function scope. If is not a function. If is called as a statement. Okay, statements don't have function scope, people. Statements are not function. Statements always have their block. That's the reason whatever it comes within the block is called as a block scope. Is it okay? Whatever is declared within the block is called as a block scope. I hope people understand it. Is it okay? So global scope, function scope, and then comes the block scope. Now look, I show you something else here. Okay, I write where x equals 20. And then I write where x equals 30. I think this is something we have already done some 1 or 2 days ago. And if I write document.write x, to your surprise, I think this is, let me put it inside. Okay, ये सब हटा देते हैं, इसको अंदर डाल देते हैं. Okay. The code which was showing error, let us put it off. Okay, so x is 20, x is 30, but if I try to print x, one minute please, if I try to print x, it prints 30. That means variable defined or variable declared using where can be redeclared and they can be reassigned. Okay, people, इसको हम आपने दोबारा where लिख दिया, इसका मतलब you have once again declared it. You understood? This part was only assignment. But when you write where as a first letter or first word or the keyword, that means you have once again declared it. Right? So this is the first point. Remember, where keyword or variables declared with where. Variables declared using where can be redeclared as well as reassigned. Now, instead of where, let me write here let. I say save, but it shows me error. And what is the reason of the error? What's the reason of the error? Check please. Okay, x has been already declared. You got my point? That means you cannot. Yep, 30 will be the output, correct. But what let does here? So this is the conclusion. Variables declared using let cannot be redeclared. Okay, they cannot be redeclared. हाँ, you want, आप चाहते तो उसको ऐसे लिख सकते थे, x equals to 30. That means this is called as reassigned. You can change the value of x later, but you cannot declare one more time another variable by the same name x. Okay, now x is going to print again 30. Check it out. Check it out, please. Okay, check it out one more time. Okay, so 30 is here. Is that clear, the difference between declaring and assigning? Okay, so now the program is working. You cannot declare it one more time. Where के साथ ये चल गया था, let के साथ ये नहीं चलेगा. Okay, cannot be redeclared. Although it can be or they can be reassigned. See, you can write like this. You can write like this also. X is equals to x plus 40. So x will be changed now. That means it has become 60. Correct? Yep. Let can override. It can't override. No. It can't override means what? It is actually overwriting. Overriding, Sandeep, is altogether a different concept. In fact, we have yet not talked about the concept of overriding principle. It cannot replace, you can say. Alright. But see, what did I do now? X is equals to x plus 40. I reassigned the value of x. I did not create x one more time. Are people understanding that? Fine. ये सब where से चल जाता था. Okay, if you do this using where x is equals to, let me say where y is equals to 30, or where y is equals to again 30 or 30 plus 40 or y plus 40. You understood? This all works with where, but this doesn't work with let. You can't write let here one more time. You cannot redeclare it. हाँ, but आप चाहो तो उसको reassign कर सकते हो. Okay, can someone make this clear, please? You understood the difference between reassignment and redeclaration? Hi guys, reassignment and redeclaration. You can once again assign some new value to x, but x के नाम से variable आप दोबारा let से नहीं बना सकते हो. दोबारा एक नया variable by let it will not create. It cannot once again declare. Writing let means what? Making. Is it okay? You can't do that. Fine. Now let's see what is const. Okay, const. And I declare a variable, say a is equals to 100. Okay, now what ideally const does? Const, people, do not go by the just name const. It makes the value constant in the variable. Okay, it doesn't create a constant variable. It makes the value inside the variable a constant. मतलब a के अंदर जो value 100 है वो अभी कभी update नहीं हो सकता है. Right, so first try to print a. I save and I run this. Okay, it shows me 100. And now if I try to say a is equals to 200, I say save. It doesn't show me any output. So what is the reason? Let me go and check inside the console box for error statement. Okay, assignment to constant variable a, that is an error, people. Yes, value will be fixed in the constant. Correct. Variable is not constant. उसके अंदर का value fix हो गया. That means where you look, if I uncomment this line, see how we are going in the order of strictness. Constant is very strict. उससे थोड़ा कम strict was let. उससे ज़्यादा strict lenient was. सबसे lenient was where. Okay, so if I say where 30, y is equals to 30, y can be reassigned, y can be redeclared. Is it okay? Let me write here something like this. And if I use let can declare a variable, but let keyword cannot redeclare it. वो दोबारा से आपको डिक्लेयर करने नहीं देगा. And constant does not only redeclare but not also reassign. So let me write this one here. If you declare a variable using constant, so variables declared using constant cannot be redeclared or reassigned. Is that very clear? Fine people, this is not the only difference, this is just few of the differences. Where let और const उनकी scope में भी differences हैं. You understood? There are differences in the scope of these variables also. Alright, we don't have enough time left to be talked about that. If time permit, back on the next lecture we'll come back to the difference between let, where, const. This is one group of different. If you could quickly check, see, आप जल्दी जल्दी देखना चाहते हो तो, if I write where a and I say console.log a, let me not print anything else. Is it okay everyone? Where a and console.log a. One minute, let me comment this if. As of now, इसको हम अभी comment कर देते हैं. Okay, so I save this and I run this. What happened? I don't know. I need to check. Okay, check the console box. Okay, so 25 is printed, correct? 25 got printed, and suppose 25 got printed, and then suppose if I come outside here and say print console.log a, say guys, I would like you people to hold on for a moment please. There is some message from my team here. Okay, fine. Friends, we need to be stopping the class here since we have some connected sessions, so that's the message. I hope you don't mind. It's okay, fine. Let's quickly put on whatever we have learned, and differences between let, const and where among the scopes we will be shortly doing in the next class. Is it okay? Along with some effects of CSS which is remaining, that is responsive websites as well. Okay, would like you to hold on for a last second please. 1 minute. Yeah, correct. You will be forwarding that and holding it up. Correct. Fine. Guys, quick please, quick. Let's put on all together that we have learned today. Let's put them all together. Let me take a new file. Come on, quick. I want to write a program, say program1.js. Inside this program, I create one function. Let us call it as final function. Name of the function is final. Hurry up. Okay, I want the values stored. Let me use the same HTML page which had 3 text boxes. Yeah, we noted that. Hold on. Is it okay? There are 3 text boxes here. Fine. So if you don't mind, let me quickly write that x is equals to %. Or instead of 3, shall we deal with only 2? Okay, let's take 3. Come on, let's take 3. So document dot get element by id, that is t1 dot value. Is that okay? Similarly, control V. This was Y, this was Z. Okay, Y and Z. Yep, all of us. Okay, this is t2 dot value and this is t3 dot value. Is it okay? Fine. Okay, what I want to do is check me out. Say this is how I'm writing the code. If x is between 100 to 200, so how will I check if x is greater than equal to 100 and x is less than equal to 200? Then I also want to check then whether y is also greater than, let me take some different range for y. Okay, if x is between 100 to 200, you have to check y is in between 300 to 400 or not. Okay, so let me check. If y is greater than equal to 300 and y is less than equal to 400. Understood? देखिए point is what, कैसे program लिखना है. Let me write it as a question to you. Let me write it as a question, a new one. Check number 1 whether x is in between 100 to 200, and if this is true then only check. अगर ये true होगा तो ही check करना y is in between, come on, y is in between 300 to 400 and z is in between 500 to 600. Right? But these two conditions should be checked only if x is in between 100 to 200. You got my point? Quick, help you to write the program. Quick. So if x is in between 100 to 200, means more than 100 and less than 200. So check if y is in between this range. Am I right? And if you don't mind, can I put an and here only? So let me write this is in one condition. And another condition I'm writing here. That is z also should be between, what was the range? I forgot. 500 to 600. So z should be greater than 500. Is it okay? Z should be greater than 500 and z should be less than 600. Is that okay? Fine. Then only say condition satisfied. Okay, so I say document dot get element by id, whose id is p1 paragraph. Remember the first program of HTML dot inner HTML. I say condition satisfied, else using inner if else print condition not satisfied. Okay, condition not satisfied. All of our friends who have joined us late today, this is what we have learned, that is nested if, how to nest one if inside another if. So what is the condition of this program here? Only if x is in between 100 to 200, we have to check whether y is in this particular range and z is in this particular range. I hope you got my point. Is it okay? For example, if my body mass index, for those who understand what is BMI, okay, BMI, if the body mass index of a person is in between say 50 to 60 or 100 to 80 or 10 to 20, whatever it is, whatever is the most appropriate number, okay, if it is in between some range, then only check the hemoglobin level, okay, and the blood pressure level. Is it only if the BMI is in that range, then only check the what is the RBC count and what is the WBC count. So of course the first condition to be true should be true for the other two conditions to be true, correct? Fine. So this is how we go on. And what is this? This is the function final pr1.js में. So let us include this file here. Let me take one more script tag and write this one as a new JavaScript file pr1.js. There was no need to create a new file altogether. There was no need. I could have written this function directly inside the same file. Okay. Let's take this button on click. Instead of calling sort, this time I will call the function fine. Is it fine? So let's see it works or not. Let's see it works or not. Let me say open with the live server. Okay, so let me say 180, x should be between 100 to 200. What was y ka range we have written here? Hurry up, what is the range of y? 300, 400. So let me write it as 350. And the last one, 500, 600. Correct, na? Correct. I hope you all are correcting also. 500, 600. So let me write it as 480. 500, 600. Correct. So 580. Okay, and if I say find, okay, there is some issue. So 180 is in the range, 300 400 का range में y है 500 600 का range में z है, हाँ है, correct. Okay guys, that means you people are not attending carefully. आप लोगों ने मुझे नहीं बताया यहाँ पर equal to आएगा. Is that correct? You are not correcting my error. See, there's an equal to required here. Look, inner HTML, there's an equal to required here. Yes or no? There's an equal to required there. Okay, so if I could come here, quick, 180. Second number, let me say 350. Third number, let me say 580. Condition satisfied. Is that okay? Fine. If someone could quick acknowledge in the chat section, is all this clear or not? Okay, and quickly let me revise also the scopes which we studied. We have studied 3 scopes today, friends. Those who have missed on the first or the second part of the class today, please go on to watch our recordings. Is it okay? There are 3 scopes: global scope, function scope, and a block scope. Is that okay? Fine. Alright. 1 or 2 differences between let, where, and const that we studied. Where allows reassignment and redeclaration. Let allows only redeclaration, not reassignment. And constant does not allow reassignment and redeclaration. Got it. Alright. Shall be sending you the PPT. Shall be sending you the PPT as well for your practice, since we have some days gap now, like Saturday, Sunday. So this is the question, first question for practice, like check if the triangle is equilateral triangle, scalene triangle, or an isosceles triangle. The condition to check I've already stated here. And then find number of days in a given month. So somebody, if he writes say that the month is December, so the number of days should be 31. If the month is March, the number of days should be again 31. But if it is June, number of days must be 30. So this is how the output is expected. Is that clear? People are understanding. Okay, have already sent you the attendance form. Make sure that you fill it up and submit it. Okay, the time limit to the form will be till 5:30 PM only. So make sure you are submitting attendance on time. Attendance is necessary. Okay, guys, nice time spending with you all. See you back once again next week. And one more important announcement. Next Monday, we don't have a class. Okay, since some of our staff on account of Gandhi Jayanti are on leave, so we won't be here available. Only the problem is for Monday. Then from Tuesday onwards, we are back on the track. Is it okay? Otherwise, for any of your queries, we are there available on WhatsApp. You could reach us out. Okay. Yes. I'm sending, Navin. I'm sending. Okay. Tuesdays also I'm sending. Is it okay? Fine. Goodbye. Take care. See you back.